All of you try to answer the question and write your answer in a chat. Yes, all of you write a question answer in a chart. This one is a pointing vector, gives you pointing vector gives the rate of energy flow, direction of polarization, electric field, magnetic field. What is your answer? Okay, now people have provided the answer. That is about the answer is B. Okay, okay. Now just we just open the answer here. Now the answer is about the A, rate of energy flow. Why it is about a rate of energy flow? Because we have seen earlier. Now just see here. We say that is about a power in. We say power in, and we say that is about a power out. So power in and a power out is depending upon that whatever the energy stored in the electric field, energy stored in a magnetic field, and again there is a loss. So means your P is equal to what? E cross H. Okay, P is equal to E cross H, and E cross H means what? It is depending upon that factor of what? Energy stored. Okay, energy stored in electric field plus energy stored in magnetic. Okay, energy stored in magnetic field due to the whatever the magnetic field. Okay, due to the electric field or due to the magnetic field plus whatever the loss in a given area. So this is about a complete area. In the given area, what will be the loss there? So according to that, we need to find out. So that's why the answer for the particular question pointing vector gives okay that rate of energy flow. Okay, that is about the answer. Next question is about a uniform plane wave. Uniform plane wave is what we can say longitudinal in nature, transverse in nature, neither transverse nor longitudinal or vertically directed. Now, the answer for this question, you just type the question answer there. All of you type the answer that uniform plane wave, whether it is in longitudinal nature or transverse in nature or neither transverse nor longitudinal. Okay, that answer is B. Okay, okay, that answer is B. People have okay given. Thank you, B. Okay, okay, thanks. Now this answer for this, it is about a transverse in nature. Why it is a transverse in nature? Because your electric field component and a magnetic field component is a perpendicular to each other. So this one is about your electric field component, and here we have a magnetic field component. So we can say that this is about your magnetic field component. Here, this one is about your magnetic field component, and this one is about your electric field component. Now, if you see that electric field component and magnetic field components are perpendicular to each other. Means what? It is in transverse in nature. As well as those field components is about your electric field component. This is about your magnetic field component. Again, again this magnetic field component, both electric field component as well as the magnetic field component, both are perpendicular to the direction of propagation of wave. That is the direction of propagation. So that's why we can say that uniform plane wave is a transverse in nature. Okay. Next question. The direction of electromagnetic wave given by that is about the EM wave. The direction of EM wave is given by what? Write down your answer now. The answer is C. Okay. E cross H. Okay. Right. Because the answer is here itself. Okay. That is about a direction of electromagnetic wave. It is about E by H because your electric field component, magnetic field component, both are perpendicular to each other. They are transverse in nature. And based on this E cross H, we will get the direction of propagation. For example, I am saying that we have an electric field component in X direction and a magnetic field component in the Y direction. So if we solve it, P is equal to E cross H. In that case, A is having a X unit vector, H is having a Y unit vector. If we cross it, we'll get that is Z there. Means we can find out the direction of propagation of wave in the Z direction. Okay. Next one. Sources of all magnetism is what? Whatever the sources of the magnetism there. Sources of all the magnetism is what? Tiny piece of iron, tiny pieces of domains of aligned atom, okay, or ferromagnetic material or a moving electron. Yes, answer is about it. Very good. Because electric field component and magnetic field components are dependent on each other there. This we can say that if we solve the Maxwell's equation, if we solve the Maxwell's equation, in that Maxwell's equation we say that del cross E is equal to what? Minus dou v bar by dou t. And del cross H, okay, del cross H is equal to what? We have is J plus dou d bar by dou t. Now if you consider that your field component, okay, is depending upon what? Electric field component depend upon magnetic field component is depend upon the electric field. But if you obtain that electric field or a magnetic field component, in that case we need to consider that a current flowing through the conductor. When current flowing through the conductor, that current is nothing but what? A rate of change of charge with respect to time. That is what a dq by dt. So that's why rate of change of a charge with respect to time. So that's why we can say that your charge we can find out at this particular point field around this particular wire, that is magnetic field, and from the given charge we can find out what will be the your electric field. So we can say that electric field and magnetic field is depending upon that whatever the moving electric charge. Okay, so we have either it is source of electric field or source of magnetic field we can say. Okay, it is depending upon that whatever the charge we have. Next question, surrounding every moving electron. Surrounding every moving electron is what? Magnetic field and electric field. Both of these and none of these. Now answer is here itself. Okay. Write down your answer. Yes, see, thank you. Now if you see that correct, your answer is about correct. That C is correct. Okay. So now surrounding every moving electron. Now this electron is moving, charge is moving. So that's why electron is moving. And because of this electron is moving, so we can say that there will be a electric field, there will be a magnetic field. Electric field we can find out dq by dt, rate of change, what particular charge there, according to the particular charge there will be electric field. When the current is flowing through the wire, whether it is a DC current or AC current, there will be a magnetic field. Okay, that's why we can say that a moving field, moving means moving electron, with respect to what you can say it in terms of time and all. In that case, that equation will be different. So right now we are not saying with that particular part. We say that supposed to be charge is static, around that there will be a field. And if we say that there is a DC current, that charge is moving, steady current. Okay. So then around that particular wire, there will be a magnetic field. So that's why surrounding every electron, every moving electron, there is a magnetic field as well as an electric field. Next question. Magnetic field lines about a current carrying wire. Okay, answer. Extend radially from the wire. Circle the wire in a closed loop. Both of these. Okay, all of you. Someone have C, someone have a B there. That answer is about a C or B. Okay, you can say that circle the wire in a closed loop. Extend radially. Radially means what? Okay, extend radially means what? There is a current. This one. This one is not a radially. If there is a electric field because of a charge, supposed to be there is a Q, so then electric field will be there, that is extend radially from the particular charge there. It is not a wire right now. For a current carrying wire, it is about a current carrying wire, field will be there, that is around this particular wire. So that's why we can say that circle the wire in a closed loop. Okay, that's why the circle in the wire in a closed loop. So that is about your magnetic field lines. If it is the electric field line, then it is a Q there, and then from this Q there is a electric field that is in a radial direction. There will be a radial direction of a field there if it is a electric field. But for the magnetic field, so there will be a charge or a current is moving through this particular wire. So that's why around that particular wire there will be magnetic field. So that's why I circle the wire in a closed loop. So because of that closed loop, okay, because of that closed loop, so del dot B is equal to 0. Del dot B is equal to 0 means what? Whatever the magnetic flux is there, and if flux is closed there, okay, it's not linked here, it will be closed there. So because of that, for a given closed surface, that flux is a closed loop one. So that's why del dot B is equal to 0 there. Now the rapid changes of a magnetic field induces a magnetic field of a greater magnitude, magnetic field of the same magnitude, an electric field, or none of these. Here we can say that changes of magnetic field induces. Answer is here itself. Okay, answer is here itself. Rapid changes of a magnetic field induces what? Yes, your answer. Write down. You type your answer there. All of you type your answer. See there. Good. Okay. Right. We can say that rapid changes of a magnetic field induces what? We can say electric field here. Okay. Right. Because magnetic field of a greater magnet doesn't matter. Magnetic field of the same magnet doesn't matter. So rapid changes of a magnetic field. Rapid changes of a magnetic field means what? There is a change in the magnetic field. By do T. Okay. Rapid changes in the magnetic field produces the electric field. Okay. Likewise, same. And this is the electric field. Next question. Changing the magnetic field intensity in a closed loop wire induces what? A current, voltages, what? Changing the magnetic field intensity in a closed loop of a wire. Answer is A. Okay. Good. Okay. That is about what you can say. That is about a voltage or a current. Changing the magnetic field intensity in a closed loop of wire. This is what? Both the current as well as the voltages. Good. Because wire around it. Okay. That is about wire around it. Because current is there. That is dq by dt. For a given particular wire. Okay. If there is a current, there will be a particular for a closed loop of a wire induces that whatever the voltage. Now this one is the next one. If charge is oscillating in a time motion, that is about a Q. Q is a oscillating. Charge is oscillating. Okay. Charge is oscillating. Now charge is oscillating means what? We have a given particular wire and this charge. Okay. Given particular wire. That charge Q. We say that charge Q is oscillating. This direction earlier or this direction. In both the direction it is oscillating. Forward direction, backward. Okay, like so it is oscillating likewise. Charge is oscillating in a time motion. Okay, in a time motion. So then what happens? Current is not created and there is no radiation. Okay, people have written the answer that is D. Good. Okay, that is good. If charge is oscillating in a time motion, actually answer is correct. It radiates even if the wire is straight. But again, if the charge is oscillating there, okay, if charge is oscillating. But if supposed to be there is generally what happens if there is a charge, okay, this one is about a current there, wire is there. If we bend the wire, then there will be radiation. If there is no motion, okay, if we bend the wire, there will be radiation. But if there is a charge in a motion, okay, charge is oscillating in a time motion, even if that wire is not bent, even if it is straight, then okay, even if that it radiates, even if the wire is straight. The answer is about a D here. Okay, we can consider that about emitting info. Okay, so now we can consider that next question. The property of an electromagnetic wave describing the time varying direction and the relative magnitude of the electric field is called as time varying direction of answer. All of you write the answer there in chat. The electric field is called as what? The property of an electromagnetic wave that is the okay describing time varying direction. Okay, direction and relative magnitude of the electric field. Okay, direction and a magnitude. Right? Your answer is correct. That is about, you can say that is about a polarization. Okay, because electric field, okay, electric field is there, and that electric field providing you the what will be the polarization of the given wave. Okay, that's why whether it is electric field is perpendicular or a parallel. According to that, we can say that perpendicular polarization or a parallel polarization. Next question. Okay. Next question there. There is the interest dependence of free space. Interest dependence of a free space. The interest impedance of a free space, how much it is? Write down the answer. 75 ohm, 73 ohm. If people have written the answer, that is about a D, right? Okay, that is about, you can say 377 ohm, right? Or you can say that it is a 125, 377 ohm or a 125. Next, about the depth of penetration in the phase space is what? It is about the infinity, 1 by alpha, 1 by beta, 1 by e. That is about the depth of penetration. Okay. How much is the depth of penetration there? It is whether it is depending upon the alpha or a beta. Penetration. Okay, the word you just, okay, someone have answered that A. Okay, good. Depth of penetration. That is about, okay, someone say that D, 1 by E. Now E is equal to whatever the values we have, E raised to something. That is nothing but the depth of penetration. But that we can say that E raised to what? E raised to something. We can say that E raised to something. That is about what we can say, that is about it. What will be the Z or D? Okay. Alpha D or a alpha Z. So that is about, we can say that is about the attenuation. When your wave is propagating, when your wave is propagating, and if we have a conducting surface, okay, if there is a conducting surface, and if your wave is incident on this particular conducting surface, because of there is a surface current, surface charges as well as the surface current is there. When wave reaches there, what will happen? Wave will be reflected because it will not penetrate to the particular conducting material. Okay, if it will not penetrate. But some of the, we can say that theoretically we say that it will not penetrate, but practically it will penetrate. But that how much will be the penetrate, that wave penetrate through that particular conducting surface or conducting wall? So that is nothing but the depth of penetration. Because of the surface charges, the electric field, or we can say that a wave will not be propagated to that conducting wall. But due to the some particular, because it is highly conducting, because a highly conducting one, so it will not penetrate through the conducting. So, okay, if that wall is not conducting one, there is some losses in that particular wall, conducting wall and conducting plate. So then and then, due to those particular losses, we will penetrate through this particular conducting surface. So that's why depth of penetration is depending upon that how long that wave is propagating. Now this is supposed to be, we can say that is about a conducting wall. For this particular conducting wall, now I am saying that wave is there. It will penetrate. When it will penetrate, and that direction, that is nothing but the depth. And that penetration depth is depending upon the factor of how much will be the attenuation test rate. So that's why it is relating to the, what we can say, the attenuation. How much will be the attenuated or how much will be the loss. But right now we doesn't know that. Okay, if it is a conducting surface, then we can say that there will be some particular loss. But here we can say that a depth of penetration in a free space. Okay, just remember that what I am saying. It is saying that the depth of penetration in a free space. So if it is a free space, there is no charges in a free space. That's why your wave will penetrate anyway. And that if it is a conducting surface, then it is depending upon that how much will be the alpha value and how much will be the conducting surface. But if it is a free space, so it will be infinitive. That's why the answer is about the infinitive. Depth of penetration in a free space, that is about the answer is A. But if it is what you can say that, so if it is a conducting surface, so that depth of penetration is depending upon that how much is the conducting surface. Next question, the main advantage of a microwave is that find out that how much is the, what are the main advantages there. Okay, generally we can say that it is, we can say microwave frequency, it is about a small, that wavelength is very small. Because of the small wavelength, okay, because of that small wavelength, okay, lambda is a small. Because of a small wavelength, what happens? That gain will be larger. Because of the small wavelength, gain will be larger, so that's why so directivity more. And even if you see that whatever the wave we have, if it is propagating in a free space it will move at the speed of a light. Okay, that is about wave propagating in space. And it has a signal to noise ratio greater. So we can just answer is about saying is D. Someone is saying answer is D. High penetration power. Okay, since it is about your microwave frequency, it will not penetrate. That is the property of a microwave signal. If it is a metallic object, then that signal will be reflected back. That answer is not D. Okay, so you can say that answer is about A. It is about a highly directive. Wave will not penetrate there. Okay, it is not high penetration. Okay, wave if it is propagating in a free space, so then wave will be what moves at the speed of a light. Naturally, signal to noise ratio greater for any communication for any signal frequency. We say that signal to noise ratio greater. It is not depending upon the frequency. Signal to noise ratio is depending upon that how much is the power. So that's why that signal to noise ratio will not come under the category. High penetration. Wave will not be penetrating if it is a conducting material or a metallic there. So it will be reflected back. So that's why penetration. No. So now, if the moves it in the speed of light, oh yes, correct. But if it is in a free space, but if it is in any medium, then it will not propagate in a, with the speed of light. So correct answer is about a highly directive because that wavelength is small. If you calculate the gain, gain is nothing but the ratio of what? Gain is directly proportional to that 1 by lambda. Okay, whatever the gain we have, it is directly proportional to the wavelength. Okay, write down. That is gain is directly proportional to the 1 by wavelength. That's why the gain will be larger. If it is a small wavelength, gain will be larger. If the gain will be larger, so that's why your antenna will be highly directive. So that's why highly directional antenna we will get. Okay, so that's why I can say that main advantage of microwave is that highly directive. Next, at a microwave frequency, the size of the antenna becomes what? It is about very large, large, small, or very small. Write down the answer here. I think someone have written A there. At a micro frequency, the size of the antenna becomes what? Someone says the D. Yes, correct. Okay, so we can say that generally we have the answer is about D because the antenna size is depending upon the wavelength. Okay, antenna size is depending upon the wavelength, correct? That's why we can say that antenna size is depending upon the wavelength. So generally we say that antenna is about lambda by 2 antenna, lambda antenna, lambda by 4 antenna. So that's why you can say that is about a small, very small. Okay, that at a microscopic size of the antenna becomes a very small. Next question. That polarization of the electromagnetic wave is in the what? The direction of electric field, direction of magnetic field, direction of electric and magnetic field, or none of the above. Write down your answer there. Polarization. Okay, earlier I told you that. Okay, the polarization of electromagnetic wave. People have written answer C. Okay, earlier I told you that the polarization is depending upon that electric field component, not both one, electric and magnetic. If it is the direction of a wave, then it is depending upon that electric and magnetic direction. Here it is a polarization of the electromagnetic. If it is the direction of propagation of electromagnetic wave is there, then it will be what? It will be a C. Now it is a polarization there, so that's why polarization is depending upon that electric field vector. So now if E is a perpendicular polarization. If E is a parallel, then it is a parallel polarization. It is respective with a ground. Okay, perpendicular or parallel, it is respective with the ground. That's why you can say that a polarization factor, whenever polarization comes, we can say that it is about the direction of propagation of wave. Now, which of the following have the least wavelength? Now, if you solve it for the given particular lambda, okay, for this given particular band of frequency, then you will get directly that is about this particular frequency band, whether it is a VHF, very high frequency band, okay, extremely high, and ultra high frequency band. Okay, so according to your bandwidth there, so you can find out how much will be the that is about a wavelength. Okay, so whether it is VHF, whether it is very high, okay, ultra high, extreme high, okay, likewise. So that is about, it is totally depending upon that your whatever the band we have. For a given particular antenna, okay, or a particular signal, we can find out what is the band of the frequency. People have written the answer is D now. Okay, that is about, you can say that extreme high, very high, ultra high, extreme. Okay, so that's why it's about the high frequency, very high frequency, okay, medium frequency, then high frequency, then sorry, medium frequency, high frequency, then very high frequency, extreme high frequency, sorry, very high, then ultra high, then extreme high. Okay, so that's why it is about the answer is about the B. Then a frequency range 30 to 300 megahertz frequency is a category of what? You can say that it is about, I think, B there. Okay, people have answered that B now. Okay, so I don't remember right now that's about what band we have. Okay, so that is about a B, very high frequency is nothing but what you can say that is about the band. So that's why you just remember that what are the band designations and what are the frequencies required for the given particular band. Okay, so that will be important to understand that what is the frequency value for the given particular band. Okay, you can say that VHF there, so we can say that it is in terms of megahertz there, whatever the VHF band. So that's why 30 megahertz is nothing but the B here, and it's about the B. Then for a frequency of 30 megahertz, the wavelength will be just simple. Do the calculation. Lambda is equal to C by F. Okay, you can do the calculation that lambda is equal to C by F. C is equal to 3 into 10 power 8. F is equal to what? 30 megahertz. 30 into 10 power megahertz 6. This will get cancelled. This will be a 2 here. Okay, then this 0 will be cancelled now. Okay, so we can have, we say that 3 into 10 power 2. Someone have the answer that is D, I think. Let it be. I don't know that answer right now. We need to calculate that answer. It is about a A. Okay, so it is nothing but a 300 by 30. It is about a 10. Right. Answer is A. Okay, that answer is about a A. So we can directly calculate. Okay, so what will be the frequency lambda is equal to C by F? That is about the answer. Is about A. Next, about the wavelength of a 15 mm could be expected in what? 15 mm wavelength. So lambda. How much will be the lambda there? Lambda in that particular band of the frequency there. So according to that, we can find out what will be the band for the particular frequency. So we don't know that what will be the band. Okay, 15 mm, 15 mm. So maybe it is in a high frequency. Okay, so we can calculate that. What will be the frequency band there? So we can say that maybe it is high frequency or a calculate that. Someone say that answer is about a C. Okay, we'll just check it. I don't know right now. Okay, the answer is about a C. Okay. Next, about we can calculate using the lambda is equal to C by F. The wavelength corresponding to the microwave frequency range that is about a 300. Some say that 0.3 to 300 gigahertz. Some say that 3 to 300, 30 to 300 gigahertz, and 300 to the 3000 gigahertz. Now, what is the answer? Someone says C, correct. That is about a 0.3 to 300 gigahertz, right? That is about your answer. Correct answer. Next one. The advantage of a microwave over a lower frequency signal is what? What are the various advantages? All of you write down your answer there. say that what will be the answer for the micro frequencies. The micro frequencies. All of you write down the answer there. Whether it is increased bandwidth or use high gain or increased frequency there. Okay, someone has answered that is a B. Okay, it has high gain, right? That and micro is having the high gain, but again at the same time we just consider that since the bandwidth, if you consider the frequency, it is in a gigahertz, so bandwidth will be large. So that's why you can say that the body increase the bandwidth. Okay, again we can say that increase the bandwidth, right? B, most of the people have answered B there. Micro frequency again increase the bandwidth as well as the ability to high gain. Okay, two are there, and increase secrecy. Okay, increased secrecy means what we need a specialized device or specialized component. Okay, so for the given particular micro frequency, and it is what we can say a micro frequency is about. We can say it is about a complex. So answer is about not A or B. It is about the D here. Increased bandwidth, higher frequency, so that's why bandwidth increases. Higher gain, okay, because of that lambda, that wavelength is small, and then again increase the secrecy because of that high frequency there. Okay, high frequency and bandwidth. So we can say that is about the increased secrecy. So that is about all of the above answer for this particular question. The band of a X band, the range of a X band is of what 12 to 20 gigahertz or 20 to 27 into 12 gigahertz to 24 gigahertz. People have mentioned C, right? Correct answer X band. You can say it is about a, you can say that 8 to 12 gigahertz. Correct one. Okay, if people are going correct one. That is about a X band is about 8 to 12 gigahertz. In our practical lab, we are working on the 8 to 12 gigahertz of a band there. Next is about electromagnetic waves are considered as what electric wave, longitudinal wave, transverse waves, or a mechanical wave. Electromagnetic waves. We have answered for this. We have answered already. That is electromagnetic wave. Already I have drawn. If you see the figure, so you'll get that answer for this. That answer is a C. Okay. Now that electromagnetic wave, we will check it. Okay. People have said that answer is about a C. Right. Correct answer because here we have a wave is there. Okay. So you can say that based on this particular factor, E, electric field factor, magnetic field component, both are transverse in nature, and all these field components are transferred to the direction of propagation. That's why I can say that electromagnetic wave are considered as a transverse wave. Next, in the vacuum, the speed of a light, okay, speed of the electromagnetic wave. Sorry, in the vacuum, the speed of the electromagnetic wave is what? Vacuum means what? A free space there. Okay, all of you write down your answer. Write down your answers. Most of the people saying C, I think. Is it correct? C? Okay. It is about okay. The speed of the electromagnetic wave in a vacuum. Now answer is D. None of the above. Good. Someone says that C. We will check it. Okay. Most of them say okay. Two people are saying that it's none of the above. Vacuum means what? It is the air. Okay. Generally, we can say that it's about a vacuum. Open. Okay. That is generally we say. So what we can say that about your wave is propagating. Electromagnetic wave is propagating. Vacuum. Generally, we can consider it is a free space. Right. Correct answer B. Because we can say that the water always the same at the speed of a light. Okay, generally vacuum we consider is a free space medium. Vacuum. There is nothing, okay, nothing obstacle there, so that's why wave is propagating with the speed of what? A light there. Next one. Which of the following forms of electromagnetic wave has the widest frequency range? Which of the following forms of electromagnetic wave has the widest frequency range? It is about X-ray frequency band. How much is the frequency band? Micro frequency band, ultraviolet, then a radio wave. Answer is D, right? Micro X-ray it has the limitations about the frequency range. Okay, X-ray frequency range. Micro it has the limitations for the frequency range. Ultraviolet specific band is the radio is full band. That's why you can say that the answer is about a D. Okay, electromagnetic. Next one. The velocity of electromagnetic wave in a free space is independent of frequency, increase with increase in frequency, decrease with increase in frequency. It depends upon the angle of propagation. Electromagnetic wave, that is velocity of electromagnetic wave in a free space is independent of frequency, velocity, right? G, it depends upon the angle of propagation, increase with increase in frequency, decrease with decrease in frequency. Someone says that it depends upon the angle of propagation. Velocity. Wave propagate, it has a velocity. Velocity is depending upon that what? Is there any role of velocity there? That someone said that answer is about the A. It is correct one. Velocity, whatever the EM wave is there, in a free space, velocity is not dependent upon the frequency. It is independent of the frequency. No role of angle of propagation. That is nothing but what? We can say that that is about a polarizations and all. Angle of propagation. Next one, the characters of a microwave is, you can say, a short wavelength, more bandwidth, small antenna size with a large antenna gain, all of the above. What are the characteristics? Okay, most of the people writing the answer is about the D, that is short wavelength, right? Wavelength small, micro means what? Small wavelength, highest bandwidth there. Due to the small wavelength, antenna size is small and a gain will be large, right? Answer is about the D. Correct one. Now that a Lorentz force, Lorentz force, I think a small mistake here. Okay, but if you remember that, what type, what will be the answer there? All of you write the answer. Lorentz force. That answer is about D. D. Okay. Answer is A. Someone said that A, B. Okay. Answer is actually it is about a B. I missed here minus sign. F is equal to minus Q of E plus P cross P. Okay. And the answer is B. Is correct. Here is a minus sign. I forgot to write. Next, the range of a K band. That is about the range of a K band. Okay, K band is from which band there? K band. Yeah, the frequency band is about what? Someone writing B. Okay, good. B. Right, correct. That answer is B here. We have a K band there. That is about the answer is about a B here. Okay, K band. Just remember that L band, S band, C band. Okay, likewise. Back on that, you can find out that whatever the band we have. X band is about 8 to 12. After that particular 12, okay, so you can just find out a K band. Actually, after X band, Ka band is there, so 12 to 18 Ka band, and K band and Ku band. Okay, like that. The wave equation in phasor form is equal to wave equation in phasor form is equal to what? Someone says C, someone says D. Okay, C, B, C, B. Okay, let it be. We just check it. Whatever the answers we have. Why people are saying C, I don't know. Okay, okay, C. Okay, let it be. The answer is about what we can see. That is about a del square because we have a del cross. Okay, the del cross means nothing but a del square there, and del of del dot E. So that's why we can say it is nothing but in terms of a del square, A or B. That option will be A or B. So whenever we solve it, so we can consider that there will be a factor of what? Plus or minus omega. Here A is there minus omega square. It is in a free space actually. Generally, if you solve for this particular equation, we can consider that a del cross of E we find out. Then we take a del cross of E. So it is nothing but what? A del cross of whatever the del cross of E is nothing but what? Dou v bar by dt. B is nothing but a mu h. So here we can say that a del cross of, we can consider that del cross of minus, okay, that is j omega. So here we can say that del cross of E is nothing but what? J omega mu h. So here we can see that minus j omega, okay, j omega mu h. And if you solve it, we will get again a minus j omega mu into del cross h. That's why del cross h is equal to minus j omega mu is nothing but what? J omega epsilon. J get minus, that is about a minus here. But this factor del cross E is nothing but what? Del square of del dot E minus del square of. That's right. There will be minus. That is about a wave equation. That is about your quiz here. I just stop sharing now, and I think the meeting will end after 5 minutes. Wait now. That's about. Try to answer. That answer is C. Okay. Someone said that answer. Pratik says C. Yes, sir. Question is visible. Thank you. Now just type answer now. Okay. Tushar, type answer. Okay. By the okay, good. C. People are saying C, right? At a micro frequency, antenna gain is what? Because of that gain is depending upon that wavelength. That's why that antenna we can say that is about a very large. It's not small, large. It is about a very large. Your answer is C is correct. Next question. Bandwidth at a micro frequency. Bandwidth at a micro frequency is small, large, or very large. Write down your answer. All of you write down your answer. Bandwidth at a large, bandwidth at a micro frequency, whether it is small or large. Most of the people, okay, say C, right? Correct. It is about a C there. Okay, bandwidth is about a large there. Now this was about a question. I just right. Now the question is what? Micro